back, everybody. I'm just doing a quick update on my life. I promise this one's not going to be 10 minutes long like the rest have. Let's see. College. Yay! Love college. Actually, don't love college, but anyway. I do enjoy studying, though. And, well, let me rephrase. It's fun to learn stuff. I really hate studying, but I like learning stuff. The problem is when you feel like studying has nothing to do with actually learning anything. That would be my economics class. By the way, everybody, remember that supply is not a fixed number. It's a volume of potential availability based on the other factor. And demand is a volume of potential desire based on a set factor. So you never want to think that supply and demand are fixed numbers. The points along the supply and demand are fixed numbers. I'm sure you're very happy I just said all of that. That made so much sense. Oh, anyway, Guitar Hero World Tour. Frickin' awesome. Frickin' awesome. We gotta play more of that. Ooh, and speaking of similar things, karaoke. You know where Famous Wings used to be? Down on Indian School and 36th Street? Well, now it's called Darwin's. By the way, mad props. Great name. Darwin's. Anyway, and they still have Drop Top beer. Drop Top beer, by the way, is frickin' awesome. If you haven't had Drop Top beer, try and find some. It's delicious. It's a full-bodied beer. It's not bitter, but it's got a lot more girth to it than other light beers. It's very tasty. My friends call it the iced tea of beers. That's a pretty fair statement. It's a delicious frickin' beer. Anyway, its place is called Darwin's. It's on Indian School and 36th Street. The southeast corner. It's a really awesome bar, and on Fridays and Saturdays, they have really awesome karaoke. What makes really awesome karaoke, there's two things. Well, I guess there's actually a lot more than that. Anyway, what makes really awesome karaoke is whether or not you actually get your songs, meaning if the karaoke bar is too full of people, then you never get to sing. You might get one song in 4 hours, and then, you know, what's the point of going to a karaoke bar? If there's too few people, then there's no one to perform for, unless you bring enough of your own friends, which I always do. The other thing is the bar itself. It has to be a reasonably good bar. It has to be fun. It can't be too creepy and ghetto. It can't be too rich either. It can't be too freaking ritzy. You don't want to be paying $8 a glass for your drinks while you're at karaoke. The other thing is the KJ. KJ is the penultimate factor of good karaoke. The KJ is the person, of course, running the karaoke. He's the person who puts together the books. The book is very important. The book is, you know, the list of songs that are available. A good selection will make or break karaoke, but the book and the selection are dependent upon the KJ, so I fall that into the KJ category. KJ is one who picks out the songs, who designs the books, who organizes the books, who also controls the flow of songs, pays attention to what songs you pick, and keeps track of who's singing when. This is very important because there's very little as upsetting as going to karaoke, bringing friends to karaoke. You're bringing business into the establishment. You might even be a regular, let's say, at the karaoke bar, and then in between your songs, you see one or two or three other people get 2 or 3 songs. So you sing one, they sing 3, then you sing one again. That is not cool. Not cool at all. The KJ at Darwin's, he doesn't do that junk. He does put new people at the top of the queue, and that's awesome, because it's very unfortunate when you show up late to karaoke, and then you're like, well, I'm not even going to get to sing, let alone sing more than one song. So he will put the new person at the top of the queue, but then you still have to wait till everybody else gets to sing before you get your next one. Very important. Another very important thing, KJ doesn't sing. I mean, he does. He's a singer. He has a pretty funny song that he likes to sing too, but if there's 5 or more people at karaoke, he won't sing because he knows that there's a limited amount of time, and if he sings, that's one less song that somebody else, one of the patrons, actually gets to sing. And that's huge. That is freaking huge. So mad props to the KJ. Please, if you can, go down to Darwin's Friday or Saturday night, do the karaoke. Karaoke rocks. It just does. That's all there is to it. People who say otherwise are simply wrong, period. Anyway, moving on. What else? Right. BIS 301 and 302. Oh my freaking lord. I hate academic journals. I was relatively melancholy towards academic journals before. You could say I was not wishy-washy. I was neutral. I was Switzerland. Or is it Sweden? Anyway, I really didn't give a rat's ass about academic journals before. They were a source that I could periodically look for information from, and I would skim until I found what I needed. But in my BIS 302 class, we're focusing on research, and so I've been reading way too goddamn many academic journals. And you know what's drier than an academic journal? Nothing! Nothing! Decomposing dead camel's ass in the Sahara is not as dry as reading your average academic journal. So, mad props to my professor for destroying any interest I may have otherwise had in actually learning from the higher echelons of academia. Aside from that, school's going pretty good. Microeconomics is microeconomics, you know, supply demand. I mentioned that earlier. We keep learning new ways to talk about that. We learned about marginal factor cost versus marginal revenue product. Those are very important. Everybody, remember, marginal means the effect of one more. By definition, that's what marginal means, at least in microeconomics terms. The other classes, Com 100, I love my professor. Whoa, my professor in Com 100 rocks. It's Professor Martinez, and she is a half Hispanic lesbian woman, and she will kick your ass. She is freaking awesome. And I mean that literally. She goes to karate like 5 times a week. She teaches karate, and she's our comm teacher, and she's just like, hey, yeah, you know what? I could kick your ass. It's true. She's never actually said that, but I believe it. And she has regulated, which is great, because it's one of those big old stadium classes, and, you know, people have been jerking off and, you know, going on the internet and playing around and texting and stuff for a long time. And then finally, when we're talking about group communication, and she says, hey, you know what's really bad when you do this? And then she lists exactly what half the people in the class are doing. Then a couple sentences later, she's like, okay. She walks back up to the back row, stands directly behind a girl who's still chatting on MySpace. Hey, honey. Hey, sweet pea. Who's still chatting on MySpace. She walks right up behind her, closes her laptop, and says, all right, get out of my classroom. The girl's like, but I paid to be here. And she's like, yeah, wrong answer. This is my classroom. If you paid to be here, then you should respect your money more and pay attention. You need to leave the classroom now. The girl doesn't leave, so Professor Martinez picks up her books and her laptop, walks out of the room and says, come on, you can get them out here. It was awesome. It was great. Oh, man. That was really great. I got to play a little bit of Twilight Imperium the other day. I say that because there was some confusion. My friend Antonio called me several weeks ago, said he was having a party for the premiere, for the release of Twilight, because Twilight was coming out. I was like, oh, okay, because stupidly I thought he meant the sparkly vampire movie, which my girlfriend loves, and I begrudgingly admit to actually not hating. So I went, but then it turns out it was this game release of the 3rd edition of Twilight Imperium. So I was like, okay, I can come over. I'll go from like 6 to 10:30 because I was supposed to meet up with Michelle when she got off of work. And yeah, that's like a 15-hour game. It's really cool, but it's a 15. I don't even role play that long anymore. I mean, wow. Anywho, lots of strategy, really nifty game. Huge time commitment. All right, I'm getting close to the time I said that I wasn't going to take with this one, so leave you with a couple of final thoughts. Ooh, the new Wonder Woman animated DVD came out. You should totally watch that. It's worth watching. If you want financial advice, invest in gold and ramen. Always a good idea. And I guess that's it. Have a good day. Love y'all.